As we are saying in our headlines, the 6 men accused of killing Gauteng Health Department whistleblower Babita Deokaran will resume their bail application in the Johannesburg Magistrate's court this morning. Deokaran was instrumental in blowing the whistle on alleged corruption around the department's procurement of COVID-19 personal protective equipment. Hasina Gori is at the court. Hasina, a very good morning to you. Can you set the scene for us?
Good morning. We're outside the Johannesburg Magistrate's Court this morning, where the 6 accused men who are facing charges of murder of Babita Deokaran, the senior health official in the Gauteng Health Department, are expected to return to court here. They have begun their bail application this week on Tuesday. At least 4 of the accused have already had their affidavits read out in court. We know that Babita Deokaran was gunned down outside her home in Winchester in Johannesburg, and she was found dead in her car. We know she passed on after that shooting. So far, what we've heard come out in court has been quite explosive. One of the accused number 1, has retracted his statement where he allegedly fingered former Health Minister Zweli Mkhize in the killing of Babita Deokaran. It's alleged in his confession that he said that he had met with the former Minister Zweli Mkhize, as well as someone he identified as a brother, to plan the hit just days before Deokaran was gunned down. We know that Deokaran was a witness in the SIU's investigation into a tender fraud that was occurring in the provincial health department in relation specifically to the personal protective equipment. What we know, that what came out on Tuesday, which is quite interesting, is that accused number 1, Pakamile Hadebe, has retracted his confession, saying that he gave it under false duress, that he was being tortured. And that's why he had decided to give that confession, and now he's retracted that statement. With me outside court is some of the community members and activists who have been here protesting and coming to give their support to the case. With me is Ali. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Why are you here today, this morning, outside court?
Our continuous presence here is not only on behalf of Babita. We are here on behalf of all the whistleblowers that have been killed before. Some have been intimidated, making their working environment very difficult until they resign. We just want to put more pressure and highlight the need of a conducive environment that must be created by government so that whistleblowers can freely come forward. In this instance, we are very excited that the suspect has been arrested, but that does not suffice. We want to know who hired them, who is the paymaster, who is the big fish, and hopefully this case will set an example regarding all the cases of whistleblowers. But by the same token, we're not happy because on 2 previous occasions, the case has been postponed regarding technical glitches in the court, which is not good. But we also request the presence of the Premier of Gauteng to attend the case, maybe a Minister of Health nationally, so that we give this case the seriousness it deserves. But we're not only here on behalf of Babita, but we're here on behalf of every law-abiding citizen who wants to do away with corruption. That is why we're here, and we'll continue to be here.
We've heard in court just on Tuesday that retraction from accused number 1, saying that his confession that he gave, that he was hired by former Minister Zweli Mkhize, was false, and that he gave it only because he had been tortured. What's your take on that?
Look, without casting any aspersions on the case, we don't want to put the cart before the horse. But if there was nothing the guy wanted to talk about. He was not forced, apparently. Why did he want to confess in the first case? But it bothers the mind, and it raises a lot of eyebrows. Why he decided to change his mind? Maybe he was forced. But with or without that, we still need confession from all of them. I don't think they hired themselves. Someone paid the amount, and that's a big amount we're talking about. There's a lot that is still going to come out from this case. This is a big case.
Thank you so much. That was Outers Ali Gule speaking to us outside the Johannesburg Magistrates Court, where the 6 accused are expected to continue their bail application. As we heard, so far 4 of them are already given their affidavits, which were read out in court. They're now going to hear from the other 2 before the state will then present its case. From what we know so far, the state alleges they were paid 40,000 rand each to kill or murder Babita Deokaran, who was a key witness in the SIU's investigation into tender fraud that had taken place within the Gauteng Health Ministry with regard specifically to PPEs, personal protective equipment. This is an ongoing story, and we will keep you updated as the case continues during the day. Back to you in studio for now.
Thank you, Hasina, and definitely that guest there impressing on the urgency and the need to look into what he calls a big case.